live again with you today on this gloomy but still very lovely fall day here in the northern part of United States. I don't know where you are joining from. Please let me know. Um, it takes a lot for me, honestly, to try to keep on making videos again, but I really don't want to stop. And I was thinking today that, Slavic people, in particular Ukrainians, are probably one of the toughest nations, most resilient nations in the world. And if they don't stop, we can't either. Um, Even though it's really hard to find that mental energy and strength to keep going, but we just have to keep on going and do little good things that we can. Sometimes you feel that you are so insignificant that what you can do is just a, little speck of sand, but I think it's really not. And it's this, we always, we often tend to give in into um, despair and sad thoughts, but good things still can be done. And before I discuss a few other things that why I think that Ukrainians must be some of the toughest people in this world, I would like to say that by your questions and your kind heart, by your request, I had created a link for those of you who would like to help Ukrainian people to make it through the war, to make it through possibly electricity issues and warmth, lack of heating, lack of coal. People going to be tried. They're going to try to warm up their houses with coal and wood, firewood. So I'm making another campaign. No expectations or demands, but in case if you can and would like to help, thank you, Elizabeth. She just posted a link in the live chat, and I will post it under the video as well. This is just for those of you who feel compelled to contribute and help. We may not be able to save people from drones and missiles, but those who are lucky and who are staying safe, they still need warmth to make it through this winter and everything that this will bring. Hello, my dear. Hello, Joy. Hello, Terry. Good to see you. Good to see you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for coming in the middle of the day. If you guys would only know how many times I wanted to make a video and I just felt that I cannot. But at the same time, I do not want this evil to stop um, us from spreading the good and doing our work. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and finding time and energy and opportunity to be of good influence at this awful times. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, dear darling. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much for your support. I just saw your donation for Ukraine. Thank you so much. I appreciate your generous soul, and so the people will. So we are running this 30-day donation again. If you just joined, so 30-day campaign just to keep people in just to keep people warm. Thank you. I'm sending love back to you. Thank you, darling. So yeah, I'm coming today, guys, just for the conversation, just to connect with you. Just like all of us, you know, even the most driven and stronger ones, sometimes, you know, it's very hard to stand up, you know, when you fall down and somebody keep beating you. You know how sometimes when you see a fight and you see that somebody is already on the ground and you just wonder, you know, when the other aggressor is going to stop, you know, when is going to stop. And sometimes, you know, you really try to do your best. I know a lot of you are involved also in help, and maybe you also have relatives or your loved ones there, and you one day you have a, you feel somewhat stable, you're doing your thing, you creating what you need to create for the day, you work, you do what you need to do, and then you just have punch in the gut, one after another, and sometimes you just feel that you can't go on, you know. And I I called this video, are Ukrainians, could Ukrainians be the toughest, the most tough people in this world, or one of the toughest ones? And I think they probably, you know, their attitude is just beyond of, you know, what I could imagine. Yes, Jack, I've heard about what's going on in Ukraine, absolutely, in Kiev. I know. It hurt so much. I, we have another, you know, about a week ago, I don't know, about a week ago, there was like almost 100 missiles hitting all over Ukraine. And this morning, early morning, um, the Iranian drones um, are hitting my native city, Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. And you know, it's just, I don't know, guys. I love life so much, and seeing all of this, just, I feel for those people. I guess, you know, maybe I'm not as tough as most people are. I don't know, but you know, seeing uh, you know, seeing those people that just trying to make it through the day and live their life, you know, seeing them consistently being under this terrorism, you know, being, it's just beyond, you know. um it is unacceptable. I'm gonna just in 1 minute, I'm gonna read your comments, guys. Thank you so much for finding time to connect with you this afternoon. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing to see. I would say there are probably both. There are two sides of everything. You know, from one side, of course, people are suffering, people losing their lives, their homes, and everything. And on the other side, you know, I talked to my nephew the other day. He's 18 years old, and he's like, whatever. They just go about their day. You know, in Kiev, if you watched any short news updates, you see people, and they say Kiev is a working capital, so people go about their day. Yes, it hits here, it hits there, but people have adjusted and they simply go about their day. So as my nephew, oh guys, excuse me, oh, I don't have anything, I apologize for all of this, but yeah, my nephew was like, yeah, you know, I don't know, I'm just doing my work, I'm just doing my study, I'm just doing, you know, it's kind of incredible to see people's attitude. And a lot of them do not want to leave because they feel like leaving is betraying their land, and they do not want to leave for that reason. Just think about that. Oh, I apologize again, guys. Please forgive me for all this mess. To be honest with you, I tried to record this video 5 or 6 times in a row, and then I realized I just can't record. I probably would feel better if I go live and connect with you. So, oh, I really don't have too much to say. I'm just bracing for everything that I understand may happen this winter, and not just for Ukraine, but for entire world. We are literally on the edge of, you know, nuclear. So, you know, I don't know. You guys know what I want to say. And I think it's a lot more serious than it was in 1962, because in Caribbean crisis in 1962 with Khrushchev and Kennedy, it was Cold War, and this is a real hot one, hot and ruthless. So this is a real war, and that's why it is so scary. And um, I do think that a lot of Ukrainian people, they feel like they do not want to leave their home. They do not want to let the enemy in their homes, and they feel they want to stay. I mean, men have no other way but stay and defend. But families, old elderly people, young women, some of them are just they just they took their decision to face their destiny and to do everything that they can, and they do not want to leave their land, period. And that is all there is to it. And to be honest, it's really hard to say what you would do. For us, we are looking at this and we are thinking, why wouldn't you leave? I can You can really drive yourself insane with these thoughts because you want to protect your family, your close friends. I'm trying to help a few people that I personally know, to help them out to get out for this winter someplace safe. And I would, to be honest, some people they never have been out of Ukraine, and they feel very uncomfortable. They don't want to be a burden to anyone. They may not speak English, and they literally identify with their home. Like their home is them. Their house is them. Their land is them, and they feel like they have no reason to live. It's like they feel like if they live, if they go, they would have nothing to live for. Like, they're so heavily identified with their own land, with their place, and with their home. And I mean, many people are like that, and of course, some people could be afraid. It's kind of amazing that known devil, knowing that there is war, but they are in their own home, is less intimidating than go and be somewhere else. So it's a complex kind of situation. Um, it's a complex. Gosh, I don't know. There are many levels to this thought process, but if that was in my hand, I just wish that everybody could be safe while the war is going. I don't know. I just feel that when there are so many civilians, it's even harder for the soldiers and men, for the army to do certain things that they would like to do. But I'm not a military expert, so I don't have again that much to say, guys. Um, I'm just so deeply sad to see the destruction, to see people's pain, just, ruins of their dream and consistent threat, and living every day in terror. But I do recommend that if you can, you watch just those 2-3 minutes. Don't watch too much because it's not good for our brain. But watch those 2-3 minute clips from they showing highlights on YouTube. It's just amazing that people are, at least in Kiev, Ukraine, people are going about their day. People are going about their day, and things are blowing up here and there. And I just, I never thought that we will see the terror. Like, Ukraine was never, like in some extremist, Muslim countries, it happens a lot, but we never seen terror, like, at least not, not, we had war in like 1940s, but we never seen a terror like that, and it's mortifying. um we are all different. For me, I think probably there are different kinds of resilience. I can see building yourself up after you're knocked down when you can stand on your feet. But how do you build yourself up when you have consistent punches? And I think that's maybe some Ukrainian people feel that um, they can do that still, but once again, I've seen so many things happen, through my life, and observing people who are, how to say this, who are born again from ashes. Sometimes you encounter things in your personal life. I'm sure every single person that's watching them had some events that were death like in their lives, but because that ends, it's not an ongoing thing. You build yourself up, you get up and you go. But in this situation, I just my mind can't understand how you can be, how is it possible to thrive and have you and be courageous and and put together when you're under consistent never ending threat. I mean, I do understand the passion, the dedication, the desire to protect. um, I think it's such a mixed bag of things. But as a mother, my biggest fear is, what do you do if like someone attacks your child, or the bomb is falling on your school? I have one of my best friends from childhood. We were friends since 5. I always say 6, and she always says 5. But I think she's correct. We've been friends since we were 5 years old, and we're still pretty close. And um, I'm always try to offer something, some support and help to those people that I love. And I was just observing uh, my friend's mindset, and I'm trying not to give advice. You know that when you listening to somebody, you want to give them space. You want to let them be. You want to understand where they coming from, and you're like, like you really want to say, run, do, like, save your son, run, do, like, I don't know. I'm just exploding inside of me. But I'm you tell yourself, shut up, and you can support the person by just let them share their feelings and let them be. They taking decisions for their own life. Stop talking, or don't talk at all. Let them express themselves. And so I was talking with her about 2 weeks ago, and she was saying, it's uncomfortable sometimes, but she told me that her son is going to school. And I was just like, oh, going to school, what if something happens? My heart is pounding. But I'm trying to be wiser and more, is we all have a lot to learn here. We don't have perfect answers or ideas, and sometimes it's very rude and inappropriate to give you advice when nobody asks you for one. And so once again, I'm trying to breathe. I want to tell him and scream, please don't bring him to school. Leave, do something. Please leave, It's just the survivor instinct, I guess, in me. And then a week later, I heard about the morning, I think it was last Monday, massive missile attack on Kiev. And my friends, my best friends school was hit. Near that school was hit by a missile. And I called her, and she was just as any mother would be, in complete despair and pain. And I was just so glad to know that her son and the children were brought immediately to shelter. And missile didn't hit the school. It hit area near the school, but just touched it briefly, shaken, and put everyone in terror. But the children had survived. And I have this constant battle in my mind. What is the right thing to do? What do you guys think? What is the right thing to do when the disaster strikes? Do you stay to face it, or do you escape? I don't think there is a right or wrong opinion, but I wholeheartedly believe personally that if you have children, you should overcome your own feelings and live and hide them. And this comes, without judgment of what other mothers should do, but just putting some, putting yourself in other people's shoes. Like, I don't, I cannot imagine going through that. I just can't imagine going through that and not knowing if your child will come back from school. I'm, I feel like sirens, I don't know. I just so so painful to see and to watch, people going through things like that. On the other hand, I think that person who is in that situation have to feel and decide, of course, what is right for themselves, and not be afraid to execute, whatever that is. So this comes without judgment, but I don't know, guys. Let me read some of your comments. I didn't mean to go on for so long. I'm in so much pain. I miss doing our regular videos and content, and personally I'm at a loss on my YouTube channel. I don't know what next to do, what to talk about. I just feel, all this pain, but on the other hand, I don't want to stop doing what we are doing, and um, to create something that could be of help. I want to, before start reading, I want to thank those of you who checking out my Instagram. It's completely different. I actually having some fun time there, and I just have to create um, those moments when I don't think about everything that's going on in the world and enjoying the beauty of everything. So of everything around, and try to um, use my creativity to create more things that are positive and that could also help. So thank you guys so much for your support on any platform that you follow me. Jack, thanks so much for the question. I actually have an awful update. Valeria decided to come back. She decided to come back because she felt like her grandmother does not have enough of things to make it through the winter. And I'm mortified to say that she's back. She's looking for coal and wood and all of this to help her grandmother through the winter. And I talked with her this morning. I talked with her today, and I feel so awful for her because for those who don't know, Valeria is a volunteer from Kharkiv. I feel that she's trapped because there is a part of her that's ready to take a break and stay away and build her life, and there is another part of her where she can't leave her grandmother there by herself, and her grandmother would not leave. Bombs, I don't know, bombs, drones, missiles, army, shooting, shelling. Her grandmother, she's, by the way, just so you understand, her grandmother is, yes, she's torn, exactly. Your grandmother isn't very old. She's only 62 years old. So, like, she's a young woman when it comes to American standards, I mean, she's not an old or elderly person. She's only 62 years old. But her mindset is, she's so set in her mindset, and I'm just mortified because I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, so this poor child, Valeria is trapped. She wants to go and start her life. She understands that there is nothing good will happen anytime soon, and she already served for 8 months, but because of her grandma, uh, her heart breaks to leave her. She knows she won't survive without her. So it's a trap, and this is one of the other reasons that I think is family. Ukrainians have such a such a strong ties with their family, and I don't know how do you live, you know, your elderly, or like how do you live your mom or dad or grandparent. I like, but on the other hand, I think it's in the hands of grandparents. They either need to decide to go and take the leap of faith and leave, or honestly they should push their children out. That's just the logic, because if you consider yourself older, if you consider that you lived your life, uh you you probably should not drag somebody else who didn't in a danger with you. that's just that's just how I see it. So uh, we cannot really judge, you know, we are not there, but this is just kind of feels logical to me. If you decide that it's over for you, if it hits, it hits, you know. Even my sister sent me this meme that is like the whole world is going crazy, and the Ukrainians are like whatever, you know, if it hits, it hits, you know. So yeah. um I think sometimes as a younger person, the roles switch, and you should be a parent to your elderly. And if you don't feel like you want to die or suffer, or you have small children, you don't want to put them under bombs, I think sometimes you need to enforce certain things. You know, when you are little, parents and grandparents enforce things in you. This is just my very personal opinion on this. If, you know, my father passed away just before the war, but if he wouldn't, I would not ask him for permission. He would have to leave with me. I know it sounds kind of like authoritarian or totalitarian, but you know, you're not doing this to me. I'm not waking up here not knowing you're dead or alive. So, you know, my dad was very how to say this, he was extremely masculine person who would always take this very tough decisions. So he wouldn't be able to resist me, because I would do the same thing that he taught me. I think, you know, in this case, yes, you know, sometimes you need to put your um sometimes you need to put an ultimatum, and they don't have to say yes. You just do what needs to be done. I think also it's extremely selfish of an, this is again just my thoughts. I think it's in a way it's very selfish for an older person, knowing that um your child, your grandchild just can't leave you, and kind of hold them. You know, you just either have to have the guts to push them out, to just tell them you're ready to face death, or you pack your crap and you leave. The saddest thing is that some Ukrainian people are identifying themselves with the stuff that they have, and that is one of the things that maybe not so brave. They feel like they can never earn an apartment again, a vehicle again, their belongings again, you know, their clothing again, their computers, you know, whatever, you know, whatever we all have, you know, their stuff. They feel like maybe because they were born in Soviet Union and things were tough back then, they feel like this is they're holding on to life for their stuff. I don't think that is really part of, you know, what I would be proud of people of Ukraine. But I think a lot of people who are a bit older, they are holding on to their stuff as if that is their identity, as if their stuff is who they are. But I think overall it's probably a mixed bag, and I just want you guys to understand that I'm not here to judge. I'm just like everyone else at the moment in a great pain, and it every day, you know, cause so much damage and so much lives being lost, that it's just hard to pretend that, you know, you don't care just because it's not happening, you know, where you are at yourself. But okay, I'm done talking. Let me read some of the things that you had to say. Oh, Yes, yes, Jack, exactly. So Valeria, our volunteer, our heroic volunteer from Kharkiv, yes, she went out. She breathed. She had some fresh air. She had an amazing time, beautiful, beautiful time. And I think she would like to go back. She wants to finish some business and make sure that her grandma is set for the winter. And I'm giving her, honestly, I'm giving her some manipulation technique how to get her grandma out, because I understand her. It's extremely difficult, once again, to leave somebody who depends on you behind. How do you go somewhere and leave in somebody who you help, who you take care of behind? Like, I don't know, I could not, I don't know, it's a trap for me. To be very 100% honest with you, I would manipulate the life out of her to save her. I would lie to her, I would create something, I would do anything to save her life. You know, they say that um at love and war all strategies are good, you know. And I know it's a terrible thing to say, you know, that you need to lie or manipulate, but when it comes to saving someone's life, um, that's probably not the worst weapon that you can use, you know. Sometimes you need to use strategies that will save someone's life, and then hopefully they will forgive you that you didn't tell them the truth. But I agree, Jack, with what you said. I agree with what you say, because at least she got the fresh air. She realized that, oh my gosh, it can be peaceful somewhere else. It could be just normal life. So I hope that she will find a way to leave before it gets worse. Yeah, yeah. You know, the thing is, people are deserving of the best no matter where they are. I agree with you, Jack. And she had an amazing time. I posted a few pictures. And wait, gosh, well, I almost block you, Jim. Jim, thank you so much for your thank you so much for your help with some trolls. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, John. Tune in for a short time. Yes, awesome. All is fair in war and love. Or thank you for saying that. Let us know if it can be any more of help. Yes, I created, you know, I finally created the link for to keep Ukrainian people warm. Uh, this money will go to buy coal, wood, warm clothes, and non-perishable, you know, those non-perishable items. Uh, I don't know, Elizabeth, if you're still here. Yeah, thank you so much for the link, guys. This is for those who can afford to help. I totally understand that everyone has their own life, their own thing going on, but if you can help, it means gold. To it means the world. Um, Jim, I'm so glad to see you. Welcome. I hope you had a good trip. Thank you, by the way, for your letters. Maybe we could took some time, but it sounds like everything went well with your trip. Um, if you want to share the details with me, I saw the pictures, they're beautiful, but if you'd like to share more, you are welcome to do so. I am very glad. I'm very glad you had a great trip. And I'm very glad that they are out of Ukraine. Oh, I was going to tune in for 5 minutes, guys. You know, once again, I try to record videos so many times, and I just would just break down in tears, and I'm like, oh. Russia will fail soon. The mobilization brought the war to everyone, and they don't like it. Yes, I think. I also see the end of it. I do believe that there is an end of it. I believe that uh, people who are close in this tyrant circle are also realizing that he's screwing up everything for them, and so I believe that it will happen, and it maybe even happen sooner than we expect. uh, I don't think it can, this tension, this turmoil cannot last long. I don't think. But what hurts is the price that is paid every day for this. That hurts the most. You know, that every day there is such a tremendous price for that. It's like every day feels like a century, you know, because of tremendous amount of loss and pain. Oh, and of course, regular people, that was a very good point, Jim, too, that regular people are waking up. They are waking up because they are, like, you know, they blame Ukraine for this, you know. Some of Ukraine, Russian people are very arrogant, but a lot of people are waking up and they're like, oh, wait, are we going to suffer too? Oh, then we are against it, you know. Oh, guys, thank you. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes. But you know, it's just weird to make stream about yourself and your emotions when we are trying to help. That's why I try to record the video several times, so you know, make it recorded, you know, because I don't want to distract with the main goal is to unite and help, because Ukraine is bracing for probably once again the worst winter since the beginning, you know, since I don't know, since World War II. Elizabeth, thanks so much for sharing the link. I will also share it under the video when it's done. All right, let's see a couple more comments and I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm sorry that my videos are so, like, my speech is so all over the place. It's just been too much. Yes, 5 million come back, guys. 5 million people come back, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, it wasn't officially over. But they wanted to come back. They wanted kids to go to schools. They want to be in their homes, and they came back to the ruthless war again. You know, to the missiles and drones and all of that. I understand the mothers want to give stability to their children, but it's not over yet. And the quietness, you know, the peace is not real. You know, it was calm for a bit, but it was calm for a bit, but it's deceiving. It's very deceiving once it's actually officially over. Um, Thank you, Suchandan Duta. I'm sorry if I butchering your name, but thank you for the kind words. All is fair in love and war. Thank you, Jack. I also think that sometimes you need to use your dark side, your shadow side, and save someone's life. I would do it. I'm first to admit that I would do that if I can. Her grandmother is in Kharkiv, and Valeria's volunteer girl I was talking about, she's in Kharkiv. Hello, Eric. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sorry, guys, I told you, Eric and Elizabeth, that I was going to go live on Friday, and I just really did not have that energy to make a live. I just needed some relaxation and some family time. It's just, I don't know what it is. I just think all this information, all this realization just takes a mental toll on you. Yes, John, that would be nice. John is saying it would be nice if the Israelis or US took that Iranian drone factory down. Yes. You know, those Iranians are just like, what the hell are you doing? I cannot stand that. You know, I felt really bad for the women of Iran, and I know, you know, most women would not want them to have the war, but it's like, uh, they are an enemy for us now. Yes, I'm going in the beginning of the comments. Yes, Jack, I know. I woke up this morning, I love creating so much, and I love seeing good news, and just realizing, even watching 2 minutes, that's all. It's enough to just like, oh, somebody stop him, help him die. Oh, God, it's so painful to see that. So painful to see that. And for those of us who have family, close friends, it's always a punch in the gut, and you know you have to connect and make sure everyone is alive. I don't want to make too political, guys. I'm just coming with a conversation, guys. Like I can't. I miss making some real videos with some information, with some thoughts, with some depths, or some conversations, and I don't know. I will try. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the kind words. Elizabeth, well, not Elizabeth, thank you for the kind words, and also Terry, Joy. I'm gonna call you Joy, if I like calling you that. Children need to be safe and not terrorized. To see death all around them, they should live with children for future generations to live. Yes, honestly, I agree with it. I feel like if you have children, it's not about what is better for you or how you feel more comfortable. This is just, it's not, it's something that they are going to be traumatized to the end of their lives. It's so much trauma, and for what? It's something you can't just get over. Children are so impressive. They are they are forming. They're so open. They take emotions so much deeper. Seeing their tears, seeing their pain. Ooh, nothing ever. You know, nothing you would not wish to the enemy of yours to ever experience. So yeah, I don't think that children should live in terror. Yes, as an adult, you can make a choice if you want to stay and fight. If you want to be brave, but if you have any opportunity taking your child out of the war zone, I think is it. I can't imagine that. I oh I wish for all children to be safe. They all going to be those children that see this death and drones and fire and wounds and all of this. They're gonna be traumatized for their entire life from that. So I don't know. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to be like, when you're passionate about something. It's very difficult to be a loyal, like a kind friend, because sometimes you just want to scream. You just want to scream at somebody you love, and just like, force your opinion into them. So it takes a lot of it takes a lot of I don't know what it I don't know. It takes a lot of strength to not let yourself to overwhelm the conversation and force people to do how you see the things. But for me, when 2 weeks ago, when I was talking with my best childhood friend, I wanted to scream at her way before the missiles hit the Kiev again. I was like, how do you let him go to school? Why are you there? And I offered her ways, to escape that. But, it's still personal choice. Ой, боже мой. Hey, Joy, I was about to read your message. Don't be shy to share your thoughts. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I don't want to go. You can watch the news and know better than me what's going on. I just wanted to come up and say, so I'm thinking maybe I can do, we can talk about Ukraine with, like, maybe every week I can have at least one video about what's happening in Ukraine. We can just share, see how we can help. But I would like to also be able to do my regular content, and I just don't know how well this is going to work. So please be patient. Thank you guys so much for your kindness, for everything that you have been doing to support. I really appreciate you as well. I want to wish you a good day, and thank you for your help. I hope that next time we have some better news to share and reflect on. Thank you, my dear friends. We'll try to be back soon again. And thank you for your help. And let's hope for a better day. Thank you.